I took the meeting tonight very serious when Pastor told me that I was going to give the admonition. And the reason is that I've never attended a Christian Valentine. For my whole idea about Valentine is that it's a secular thing. It's worldly thing. People get drunk, run around, do funny things. So when Pastor said I was going to give an admonition, I said, what? So it was then. I have known about Valentine in Nigeria, but because I've not attended one, since most of the ones I've been invited to were always in the secular, in the world, I didn't know what to do. So I told Pastor, can you find a little printout on the history of Valentine for me? Let me see. So I was pleasantly surprised that Valentine actually originated from the church.
Right.
It was a surprise, and I said, wow, I didn't know about this. And tonight, though we spend some time eating and socializing and getting to know ourselves more, I also want to take the moment very seriously, because every time we spend on earth is supposed to be used in building up our faith and also in reaching out. I'd like to read from, sorry, I'm getting old a bit, so I want to read from Luke chapter 9. I'll be reading from Luke chapter 9, verse number 23. Luke 9:23. And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Jesus said, if anyone is going to be his disciple, the person must take up his cross daily. So whether you're having a Valentine or you're not having a Valentine, on daily basis, you're supposed to take up your cross and follow Jesus. And when Jesus was talking about the cross here, your cross here, he was not looking at making a cross as a furniture that you keep in your house and you'll be looking at it.
Right.
Jesus was not also talking of the cross that you make in form of a medal and put it on your neck and carry around.
Right.
Jesus was not talking about the kind of medal or the kind of cross that you will just use for decoration.
Right.
No, that was not the cross Jesus was talking about. Jesus was talking about the cross that you actually be crucified on.
Yeah.
That was the cross he was talking about. He was not talking about a furniture. He was not talking about a medal. He was not talking about something that just used for decoration and fancy. No. And I think Paul the Apostle understood that message. If you turn with me to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse number 31. 1 Corinthians 15, 31. And Paul the Apostle said, I protest by your rejoicing, which I gave in Christ Jesus, our Lord. I die daily.
That's right.
I die daily. Why is Paul the Apostle dying daily? Because he's carrying the cross.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus said, you must do this in daily. Carry your cross daily and follow me. And Paul the Apostle said, I die daily. He's dying daily on that cross that is carrying. So it is not a form of medal. It is a cross that you are actually supposed to die on.
Yeah.
If you look at Galatians 2:20, it says, I am crucified with Christ, yet I live.
Yeah.
And the life I now live, I live by faith
Yeah.
through Jesus who died for me. The only way he can be crucified with Christ is because he has his cross that is carrying daily. So my brethren, the Valentine we are talking about today, I want you to see it both from the social aspect where we meet like this and eat, and also from the angle Jesus, will want you to see it from. And that is summed up in John's Gospel, chapter 15, verse number 13. Don't be tired. I'm not going to read any more scriptures. After this one, no more reading of scriptures. I'm going to read John chapter 15, verse number 13. John 15, 13. Greater love had no man than this, that a man should lay down his life for his friends. Yes. Amen. That is the love we are talking about here. Jesus said, greater love has no man than this, that a man should lay down his life for his friends. When you carry your cross and die on your cross daily, Jesus sees you as one that has greater love. Let me say that again. Most of the time we look at the side of Christ because of what he said and what he did. Jesus laid down his life for us, for his friends. But in the reverse, Jesus is also looking at the same time. Will you be able to die on the cross you are carrying?
Yes.
That's what Jesus is looking at. Mm-hmm. Jesus turns around and look at you and say, you are carrying the cross daily. Are you prepared to die on it? Because greater love has no man than this, that he should lay down his life for his friend. When you lay down your life for Christ, you are doing exactly what Jesus did for you.
Right.
And he loves that.
Yeah.
That's what we should be doing. Whether we are at home, at work, in the mall, wherever we find ourselves, we should know that we are being called to carry our cross and to die on it daily. After Pastor gave me the message, I decided to look at some of those, especially our soldiers who have given their lives for the cause of war and all that. And there was a particular one that struck me. One young man called Ross McGuinness. He was just 19. And he was deployed to Iraq. He was in Baghdad, and while they were pushing towards the war front, they dropped a grenade inside the truck they were driving in. He saw the grenade and yelled, "Grenade!" But at the same time, instead of him to jump out of the truck, he fell on the grenade. When he fell on the grenade, the sergeant who was his own leader, the leader of his platoon, saw that he had fallen on the grenade, and just shortly after that, it exploded and killed him. But he saved 5 of the men who were with him, including his own very leader. That is love.
Yeah.
That's what we are talking about. The seriousness of the gospel, the seriousness of whatever we have been called upon to do. Today, I'm told that he has been honored with a Silver Star medal, and they are still considering giving him Congressional Medal Award. But you see, anytime you do that, whether it is in the Christian race, or whether it is in the world, or whether it is in the society, or even for the country, you are honored because you are paying the price of love. Now, let me give you another example, because I knew I was going to, before I give you the example, I called the pastor, and I went to pastor and said, "Pastor, I'm going to give an illustration. Do you think it's too carnal for me to do so?" He said, "Well, go ahead and do it." So, whatever I'm going to say, I've shared with pastor. I work in a manufacturing setting, and sometimes I will be going through the floor, checking the quality of the products that are made. And already I have made known to everyone in the plant that I'm a Christian. I don't hide my Christianity at work. And so they all know I'm a Christian. And we have this group of young men, they were talking. I don't know what they were talking, but as I passed by them, they called me and said, "Come here, Patrick, come here." So I went close by. And they said, "What if 3 men broke into your room, broke into your house, and they said, if you don't allow us to sleep with your wife, we are going to kill you. What will you do?" I said, "Well, it's a given. I'm not going to allow them to do it." I told them that not even my daughters, they can't violate my daughters while I'm there. They talk more of my wife that they say, "Oh, why will you do that?" You know. Yeah. But I guess the message I'm trying to pass to you or pass on to us this night is that the Bible expects us to love one another, husband and wife, and even those who are not married, to the point where for the Christendom, for the Christian race, for your family, for the relationship, you'll be able to give even your own life for one another. Yeah. That is the climax. That is the ultimate. That's what Jesus said is the ultimate. Greater love has no man than this, that a man, a woman, should lay down his or her life for our friends. Let us pray. Father, we have just listened to your word tonight. I pray that as we go, ask that your Spirit to interpret more of the scriptures to us and teach us and lead us. Blessed be your name. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Is going to sit down. He's going to open up his bag and read his Valentine to his precious wife. And have a seat.
Listen.
Charles. No, yeah, you sit down too. Go ahead, brother.
Be sure he can put your microphone. Here.
Okay.
Okay.
Put that close to your mouth so you can hear you.
Okay. I like my special gal. I wouldn't pick just any. She's more special to me than finding a new queen. Or pizza.
Thank you very much. Okay, Danny is going to read his Valentine. Go ahead and have a seat here, brother. Okay. Inside there.
It's not working.
We didn't sit on that.
Yeah.
Roses are red, and them is bees. Girls, you give me warm fuzzies.
Okay, what's in there after?
Where should I sit? I want to sit where it won't be.
It's a warm fuzzy. Thank you. Have any bag up there? Then have a seat here next to me. And you'll have a Valentine to read to her and a gift to give her. Yeah, sit right here.
Yeah.
Oh, he needs his glasses.
Go on, sit next to him like you love him.
It took that long to look because of the tape.
I didn't know that was yet.
Hey, don't blame it on the food.
I hope you stick around like the beans that I made last night. Because when we are together, we make a petty side. Pretty side.
Yeah. Give her what's in there.
She gets a gift.
Of all things for him to pick, it's the whoopee cushion.
Hear that?
Okay, you're going to read your Valentine to your wife and then give her the gift.
I love this here, my sweetie. She's pretty as my niece. My life was incomplete. She was my missing piece.
Not enough weight.
I like my pretty lady. She drinks harder. No, she won't drink hard cider. She makes me have the heebie-jeebies, like she was a spider.
My dad knew all of
Okay, have a seat.
Did you plump it up?
Well,
Plump it up, let's see.
Nope.
It ain't because I ain't fat enough, I'm telling you. All of my life, I looked for a wife. I'm sure that's supposed to say all my life, I looked for a wife, but it says all my wife. I ain't cross-eyed. I found what I was a-wishing. Wow, you're better than fishing.
Say it like you mean it.
Your smile makes me happy. You might think I'm faking, but honey, I like you more than I like bacon.
You like somebody more bacon, that's pretty serious.
it's a magnet that says, I love you more than bacon. Have a seat. What's in It's okay.
I love you every day. I love you every hour. You make my eyes wide open like a pickle that is sour.
She's got the magnet that says, I love you more than a pickle. Brother and Sister Matthews. Okay, read her to Valentine. Yep, bring it. Wait.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I don't even love my dog half like I love you. I'm gonna give it to you.
Give it to her, Hunter.
Taco Bell. No, I was trying to make up a big joke.
Kenny and Diane.
They grow up on Wolf Valley.
Yeah, but they don't color on my wall. Flush my phone down the toilet. I've never had my dog do nothing.
I should have hit that down there, but I couldn't. Okay, read her the back.
Izzy spent the day with me.
He likes to cook and clean and even scrub the floor. Any girl like that is hard not to adore.
Here's a special song just for your entertainment.
Well, the girls I knew before left me unsatisfied. I never got my love, no matter how I tried. Now her sweet kiss sustains me, it's fed me all these years. I love the candy in her smile, salt taste in her tears. She's the honey on my cornbread, the bacon in my beans. Oh, the spice of life, it's my sweet wife, if you know what I mean. And if I had to live without her, I would starve, for love is true. Oh, she's the icing on my cake, taters in my stew.
Taters in my stew.
Taters in my stew.
I'm surprised you don't have that word too.
If I couldn't find her, I would have.
Well, there was a time when it was tough, the cupboard nearly bare. Oh, but even at the worst of times, there was a little something there. On her I have depended, I've never gone astray. Oh, I never want another bite, for love not made her away. She's the honey on my cornbread, bacon in my beans. Oh, the spice of life, it's my sweet wife, if you know what I mean. And if I had to live without her, I would starve, for love it's true. Oh, she's the icing on my cake, taters in my stew.
Yeah, but the K's backwards.
She's the honey on my cornbread, the bacon in my beans. Oh, the spice of life, it's my sweet wife, if you know what I mean. And if I had to live without her, I would starve, for love it's true. Oh, she's the icing on my cake, taters in my stew.
Can I have this?
Yeah, she's the icing on my cake, taters in my stew.
Well, just don't physically. On your mark, get set, go.
Communication is the key.
You gotta feel each other.
Right here.
Oh my God!
We got a winner. You set, go. You guys got to eat the whole thing now.
Gotta eat the whole thing.
The whole thing. Just don't eat the string.
Don't eat the strings. You gotta eat it. The whole thing.
Uh-oh, it's knocking me in the head.
I think we almost got winners over here. She's almost got hers gone. All right, she's
good? Is he good? Oh, man, he eats slower than she does. Look at her. She's got hers going. Come on, Pepper. You still got another bite. You got to get that other bite. Get in there and get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Come on, get it. Get it. Get it. We got a winner. We got a winner.
Attention here.
Mom.
Here we go. Susie Ann done fell in love. She planned to marry Joe. She was so happy about it all, she told her pappy so. But pappy told her,
Susie gal, you'll have to find another. I just assume your mama don't know, but Joe is your half brother.
So Susie put aside her Joe and planned to marry Will. But after telling Pappy, this is what he said.
There's trouble still. You can't marry Will, my gal. Please don't tell your mother. But Will and Joe and several more, I know is your half brother.
But Mama knew, and this is what she said.
My child, just do what makes you happy. Marry Will or marry Joe, you ain't no kin to Pappy.
So is it 3 per person?
As many as it takes to get 3 in. All right, when do we go? Go ahead.
Oh, I can't see. You guys gonna take the whole bucket?
Oh, it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. Leave your own.
I got 3.
Yay, Timmy.
So I think I got 3.
Okay. Oh, you got 3.
How many? I know you're a team.
Huh?
Is that what you are? You're a team?
Oh.
Okay, there's 2.
Oh.
You can stop being awesome.
Wait, wasn't that 3? Okay. She wins. You get to pick a prize off the back table. But it cannot be the outhouse.
It can't be my outhouse. No.
Get 3 using the least amount. This ain't like throwing horseshoes, is it?
No. We put John's head up there. Now okay. What is it, John?
It's an outhouse. There's one!
Oh, you're so close every time. Got better arm than I got.
There's 2! As usual, the man's carrying the load.
Oh!
He's throwing it out there. Here, I want that one back. Oh, he almost got it. Come on, she's got to win it for you. Oh! No, you used them all too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still a tie.
They had 3 before.
Yeah, we.
Except Mike just kept going on.
I kept going, actually.
Okay, so let's see if your mom and dad can beat you guys. So you did our
Go!
little long. Little long. Now he's short. Oh, almost.
Oh, no short.
Oh, there's one.
Oh!
Do you remember how
No, we're gonna lose.
They had like 8 left in the bucket.
Oh, it's a leaner.
Not anymore.
Now it's a roller off your car. You guys are too strong. Yeah. You I'm telling you what. These old people got it. Two.
Oh!
Three.
How many rolls you got left? How many rolls you got left?
4.
All right, so you still won. They had 8 left when they got their 3, so they still won.
Oh.
So my done the outhouse anyway.
Yeah.
The outhouse was messed up, so we just got to sit here, I guess.
Friend, what time is it?
I got to tell her something.
10 after 9. 10 after 9. Now you know.
I want to tell you, if you was my shed, I'd be proud to have made you.
Who is it?
And if you was my gun in my rack, I'd display you. Cause you're sleek like a brass bass boat and hotter than fire. You're more gripping to me than a new set of tires. I'm a sad, lovesick fool just carrying a torch. And I whine like them hound dogs that's under my porch. Cause you make my head spin like I was drinking white lightning. I didn't use too much thinking. I confess it was frightening. But you stole my poor heart like that big old tornado that come through last month and took off with my trailer.
That's a love.
Let's go home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mom! I don't know how to do it. I got
a snub preview.
Here. No, I got this.
You're going to have to hold it there. You may have to hold it in the fall.
I can't find my purse. It's cute. Tom, are you there? Hurry up, get the soup down here. It's pouring down rain. It's pouring down rain.
Man, that's a pretty woman.
Be careful now.
Is she spoken for?
Go ahead.
He had to take his teeth out.
Remember, this is hillbilly love.
I'm coming. Hold your horses. I'm coming.
It's really coming down hard out here.
I know, I ran out to the barn earlier and got wetter than a fish's pocket. You look pretty. Now, if you don't mind me saying, you're prettier than a whole dish of fried catfish.
Is that a good thing?
It's a very good thing.
Then, thank you. Besides, you told me to dress up because it's a special occasion.
It is, and you've done good, real good.
What about you? Aren't you getting dressed up too?
What are you talking about? I am dressed. This here's my fancy clothes.
This is fancy.
Yeah. I put on a clean t-shirt under this shirt. This here's my best flannel shirt. See, no holes. Now come on over here and let's sit a spell.
He's lost.
Oh, Tom, how thoughtful. What a beautiful bouquet of weeds.
That there's barnyard grass. Don't you like it?
I don't know what to say. No one's ever given me weeds, barnyard grass before.
Well, you're very welcome. I growed it right here in my own backyard.
It's lovely. Thank you.
I sure hope you came hungry.
I'm starving. I haven't eaten a thing since breakfast.
Good, because I got dinner cooking on the stove.
I didn't know you could cook. I just figured we were going to go out.
No, we're eating our victuals right here tonight.
I'm so impressed. I find men who can cook extremely attractive.
Then prepare to be attractive, because I made us a big old pot of homemade possum stew.
Did you say possum stew?
Yeah, ever had it before?
I can't say that I have.
Well, you're going to love it. You pour that possum stew over some taters and cornbread, and I'm telling you, it's so good, it'll make your tongue slap your brains out.
Well, as fun as that sounds, couldn't we just go to town and eat at a nice restaurant instead and save that stew for another time?
Lord knows you can't swing a dead cat in this town without hitting a McDonald's. But don't you think I'm a little overdressed for that? Besides, I spent all day skinning that possum to show off for my woman.
I can't wait! Are you okay?
I don't know. I'm all kitty walking.
What?
I'm as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
What are you talking about? What's going on? Why are you acting so strange?
Okay, here it goes. I wanted you to come over tonight for a reason. And I have something I want to give you.
What is it?
I think we reached the point in our relationship where it's either time to fish or cut the bait.
Would you speak English, please? I can't understand a word you're saying.
Okay, here goes. Close your eyes.
Yeah.
No peeking. Okay, open your eyes.
Is that what I think it is? Tom, I don't know if we're ready.
I know I am. No other girls I'd rather give this to than you.
But we haven't known each other too long. This is a big step. I don't know if I can accept it.
No pressure, just know. If you don't like what you see.
Thank you. You're treating me right.
If you don't like what you see, I'll take it back and we can wait until you're ready.
I don't know.
Please just open it for me.
Okay. Ah! What is that?
It's a necklace.
What's hanging from the necklace?
What's hanging from the necklace is dried kidney from a bullfrog. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? Are you out of your mind?
What? I thought you'd like it.
You said I'd like wearing some dead frogs, dried up organs around my neck.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't do this anymore.
Do what?
Be with you! I could, but I can't. It's just too weird. You're too weird.
What's the matter? I thought we were getting along great.
We were, but this isn't going to work. We're too different.
I thought that's what we liked about each other. Opposites attract, you know.
Opposites, maybe, but sometimes I even wonder if you're from the same planet. You still use an outhouse that's falling apart, and you wash your laundry with a rock.
I don't need none of them fancy machines.
You speak in what can only be described as a foreign language, and you cook things most people leave for dead on the side of the road.
Now looky here. Every path has some puddles.
See what I mean? But you know what? I can even overlook all that stuff because I know you're a good man and have a good heart. But wanting me to wear animal organs around my neck is where I draw the line. It's over.
I know there ain't no sense being a dead horse, but I can't ask one question before you leave.
Yes.
Do you remember what you were doing the night we met?
I had a date in the city that night, but I took a wrong turn, and I got lost out in the middle of nowhere.
It was raining, just like it is tonight.
My car slid off the road and landed in a ditch full of mud.
That's when you came a-pounding on my door. You were madder than a wet hen, and you pretty near looked like one, too.
It wasn't my finest moment. I remember you opened up the door and said, "Howdy, ma'am. Come in and sit for a spell." So I came in and I got warmed up by your fire.
You wanted to use my phone, too.
Which you didn't own.
And I gave you some coffee.
This'll cure all that ails you, you said. I'm still not sure what that means. But I have to admit, it was the best cup of coffee I ever had.
Due to my secret Ozark ingredients.
We ended up talking for hours.
You told me I was different than any man you'd ever known.
That is still true. Most of the men I used to go out with were self-absorbed workaholics who cared more about making money than me, but not you. You didn't care about any of that materialistic stuff.
Still don't.
My favorite part of the night was when you told me about the advice your mama had given you when you left home.
1, don't corner something meaner than you.
2, keep skunks and lawyers at a distance.
3, don't ever skinny dip with snapping turtles.
And the best one.
4, always treat a lady like you would your mom.
And you always have, starting with that night. You were the perfect gentleman. You let me sleep here while you slept in the barn.
And the next morning I pulled your car out of the ditch.
With your John Deere tractor. And you never asked for anything in return. And that's when I knew.
What? That I was a few fries short of a Happy Meal?
No, that you were someone worth getting to know better.
Do you remember what you told me when you left that morning?
That sometimes God knows what we need better than we do. The last place I wanted to be that night was off in a ditch somewhere. But if I had made it to the restaurant in the city, it would have been a big mistake. Instead, I fell in the mud and met a wonderful man.
Who you were just about to walk out on.
Tom, I still think you're a wonderful man, but we're just so different.
Maybe on the outside, but not the inside.
No, face it, I'm a city girl. I'm not a skinny girl. I'm a city girl who likes flowers, not weeds, and normal food like steak and lasagna.
I can cook other things.
And I want to be able to use a regular bathroom without spiders and wasps flying around.
I suppose I could move into the 20th century. Give me one of them there porcelain thrones.
This is the 21st century, and I'm sorry, but I'm the kind of girl who'd rather have a diamond or any kind of a gemstone instead of getting frog eggs.
So what are you saying?
I don't think this is going to work. You need to be with somebody who can appreciate all the things you have to offer and who speaks your language.
You know why I gave you weeds, as you call it?
Because you're too cheap to buy roses?
No, I gave them to you because the barnyard grass has little purple flowers in it. Isn't purple your favorite color?
Yes.
Do you know how hard it is to find purple roses this time of year? I looked everywhere, but they are somewhat rare. So when I saw the barnyard grass growing out back with the purple flowers, I thought it would be perfect for you. But you didn't see the flowers. All you saw were the weeds.
Oh. You're right. I'm so sorry.
And that frog gut necklace is a sign of love.
How?
Here in the hills, when you give a girl a necklace like that, it means you are committing to love and protect them until the day you die. It's a sign that as long as you are with the giver, you'll always be cherished and safe.
That's what every girl dreams about. I had no idea.
Does that sound like someone you want to turn away from?
No.
So does that mean we can still be together?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. Were you serious about moving up into the 21st century? Because that would mean wearing shoes sometimes.
Shoes?
Not all the time, just sometimes. And it would mean occasionally buying clothes without straps on them. And wearing a shirt that was made from something other than cotton.
Well, there is a Walmart down the road, Pete.
That's all I'm asking.
See, we need each other so we can be together. Will you stay?
Does a one-legged duck swim in circles?
I reckon it does. Yeehaw.
Then I reckon we speak the same language after all.
Good. Then how about some possum stew?
I don't know.
Just try it. I promise. After one bite, you'll be happier than a tick on a coon dog.
Well, what's it taste like?
Chicken.
Yeehaw!
That's my girl. Come on, let's eat.
I'm trusting you. Thanks for knowing what I need, even when I don't. You've never let me down yet.
Come on and get it. We've got shoe fly pie for dessert.
Did I mention I'm trusting you? Keep your reaches on. I'm a-coming.